Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Captain Chan Plays. We are in cold waters. Today we are going to do something a little different. In the previous episodes, we have basically, you're just watching me play, and I do things, and I don't always explain what I do. Today I'm going to play a relatively simple scenario. The duel here. But what I'm going to do is I have turned the difficulty level way up. We're now at realistic. I'll just show you where the difficulty setting is. We are in, as you can see, the difficulty right now is set to realistic. There's actually one more to elite, but let's just do realistic for now. I have turned off the event camera because it actually jumps to a ship, it firing torpedoes, things like that. That's kind of not very fun. It's I know it's dramatic and all, but it's kind of stupid. So let's go ahead and start the duel. I am using DotMod, which does make things a little different, but the same thing still applies to the regular game as well. We'll do the duel. Basically, you're going up against one other submarine. And we'll pick the default, the regular LA class, circa 1984. All right. We are getting the USS Groton. In unknown situations, this is my default loadout. 3 torpedoes, 1 decoy. This is basically for emergencies. If somebody drops a torpedo like right next to you, like right at the beginning, fire a decoy and hopefully it will let you get away. And this is different from the regular acoustic decoys. I realize that this is going to take a long time to explain all the different items in the game, so but quickly. The 688 carries torpedoes, as you can see. We're carrying 11 torpedoes, of which 3 are already in the tubes. It technically can carry a little more than that, but right now it's also carrying 8 harpoons and some. We're not carrying any Tomahawk missiles. This one is Tomahawk anti-ship missile, and this one is Tomahawk land attack missiles. That's what they stand for, anyway. And UGM-84 is the Harpoon anti-ship missile. We do have some of these, but they're obviously for against ships. You can shoot them at about 100 feet depth. No more than that. I think it's 125, but we use these very rarely. Torpedoes are much slower, but they're much more deadly. Pretty much one torpedo will sink most ships. The Moss decoy is basically something that sounds just like your sub. And if you shoot it off, you can use it to pull torpedoes away from you, basically. It doesn't always work, especially since the torpedo will realize that it's not you, and it will circle around, and if you're too close to it, it will still hit you. But if you shoot it ahead of time, so this thing is a little distance away from you, then it will take torpedoes away from you. But I'll explain if we ever need it. And the torpedoes these are Mark 84 Mod 4s. These are basically ADCAP. ADCAP stands for Advanced Capability. Basically the 4th version of the Mark 48, the standard U.S. Navy torpedo. We have Spec Ops troops. There are some missions where you need to carry special operations. This chooses which weapon you're actually currently selected. We're not doing that. Actually, we're not. These are actually for when you're in the Navy Yard and you need to load weapons. So this is like next tube, and this is choose which weapon, and these are okay. And okay, now on the weapons, the first button is the sensor, which whether you want active sensor or passive sensor. Some of these you don't get to choose. On a torpedo, you get to choose. You can choose passive, in which case the torpedo will stay silent and will just listen for the enemy and find it. Or you can have it go active, where it will actually send out pings to find the enemy. This particular button selects the search depth. Basically, oh, sorry, no. This is the search pattern. If the torpedo got lost, to say it no longer detects its enemy, which way should it go? This goes, different torpedoes have different capabilities. Some of these, you can make it go straight, turn left, turn right. Like, for example, this one has straight, left turns, right turns, snake pattern, back to straight. This one has active, passive. And this one is the travel depth. Basically, you want it to travel at the travel at the present depth. Want it to go shallow. Now it's an up arrow. You want it to go deep, down arrow. And for this has a submarine setting. Basically means it will not target surface ships. If you turn this on, it will not hit a surface ship. Obviously, this is for instances where you are not you will not be going up against a surface ship like civilians, since there are no friendly submarines are not in this game. For now, since we're technically cheating a little bit, since this is the Duel, so we know our enemy is going to be a submarine. You're probably asking, why do we need to adjust the depth of the torpedo? Well, that's because we have a thermal layer. For example, it says here, local condition, no surface stock, no thermal layer. So that's relatively irrelevant right now. And we're heading 311, which is roughly northwest. Okay, and depth 104 meters, speed 5 knots, no surface stock, no thermal layer, nothing to hide behind, and bearing 340, which is almost directly ahead. There's going to be a Sierra 1. We have no idea how far it is. Okay, and okay, battle stations.
On sonar, new contact bearing 038, designated Sierra 1.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
We're going ultra quiet. We're going to pop the toll array, and because the contact is to our northeast, we're in a good position, so we'll just be very, very quiet, and let's go to the signature panel and we'll try to identify the enemy. It's going to be a sub, we know that, so let's start scrolling through the list. We're listening to a live signal of the sonar now. This is the signature pattern. And we're just going to scroll through the list until we find it. I don't think we got that one. Remember, the signature may not be a sub. It could be a surface ship. Remember, there are civilians around. It's very tempting to say everything you encounter is going to be the enemy, but often that is not the case. In fact, as we scroll through all the different subs, it's not matching. So let's try the civilian ships. Okay, not that one, not that one. The first 3 bands match, so it's highly possible this is a civilian. Hey, that looks like a civilian ship. Could be that one. But let's go through the list anyway, because there are more than one version of a civilian ships. There's like 16 or 17 different versions. It's not that one, although it's very close. The third band is slightly wrong. I mean, the fifth band over here is slightly wrong. So let's pick another one. Oh, this one is like, no, we're back on the Poltova again. So yeah, we're pretty sure this is the right one.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Okay, so we know now that is a merchant. We chose to stay at 105 feet. We're at 105 meters. But this is not always advisable. Basically, if we're this shallow, sometimes the aircraft can see us, or they can drive by. They'll just fly by and their magnetic sensors can sense us. So this is not always advisable. It is generally a good idea to come to conditions here and use the button right here to check whether where the bottom is. Obviously we cannot go down that far, but it's nice to know at least where the bottom is. If you want to know where the bottom is, you have to bring up the encyclopedia here, the Shippedia, and you click on the rightmost button, that's the south button, and you'll see our max depth is 366. You can temporarily exceed that, but not recommended. Let's go down to 200.
Depth 213, dive I.
We're going down to 200, and we'll see if we can pick up something a little different. As you can see, we're diving, and we're towing we're trailing the wire for the towed array. And as we are not that far from the surface, we can actually see ourselves. Still going a little deeper. And now we just wait until we're already 150. Right now, we're not going to shoot at the Poltava since that is a civilian ship. But as you can see, we are picking up the bearing, but we have not picked up a course yet. But we are picking up better solutions for it, as it happens. Let's switch to the larger view. So now we don't have a 3D view, but at least we can tell what we're looking at. This is a 3D map of the area, and you can zoom in and out with the scroll wheel. You can go this far down. So right now our guesstimate of the range is somewhere around 14.9, about 15 kilometers. So we can put this in the center and it will show it's roughly 15, but that's just an estimate. It's better when we actually get the solution above 50%, and then we should be able to tell its heading and the speed as well. And as you can see, I did have the towed array deployed. We know we are expecting a submarine in the area, and I'm not sure where that thing is. Let's go a little deeper. Let's go ahead to 300 because
depth 305, dive I.
Sound travels strangely in the different environments. Sometimes you get the sound deep and sometimes you don't. So we'll go down to 300 and then we'll just randomly go up and down the checking different depths. And there is a time acceleration, which I will engage now.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 347, designated Sierra 2.
Oh, that's not fun. Okay, let's check what Sierra 2 is. Remember, initially we don't know what the range is, so It's just going to put a random guess. That is a sub. Okay. These two lines may not be visible always. Those are a little harder to detect, but you still have to make a reasonable guess. We know now this is a sub. This is definitely a Victor, but I couldn't tell whether it's a Victor 1 or Victor 2. Given there is a hint of a line over here, I'm going to guess Victor 1.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
If he's really at 4.3 kilometers, I'm going to go all stop.
Make turns for 0 knots, maneuvering eye.
Because I don't want to make any noise. I don't want to get any closer to him. 4 kilometers is practically point blank because the torpedo seekers are visible. The torpedo seekers are of a range of give or take 2 or 3 kilometers. Okay, our estimated range for him has jumped a bit to 10.3. Okay, we can go back to...
Make turns for 5 knots, maneuvering eye.
We can go ahead and do all his slow, and let's make a slight left turn to... let's say...
Dive at
Come left to 280, helm eye.
We were at 309. Let's turn left a slight bit to 280. I want to present a slightly more of a side profile to him in order to get my expose my toll array a little better. And now we just have to wait until we get a better signal. In the meantime, we can also try different depth. Let's go back up to 150.
make depth 152, dive I.
We can also try 150. Okay, our depth estimate for him... Actually, we have no... We're just guessing he's shallower than we are. Right now, we don't actually have an indication. When we do have an indication, there's going to be an up arrow or down arrow.
Steady course.
Okay, we have reached the course of 280, but our depth has not stabilized. So we're slowly rising from our previous depth. We're heading to roughly 150. In emergencies, you could control the depth, basically the turn, the rudders, and the planes. You can use the WASD to control the dive angles, the dive planes, and the rudders and stuff like that. It can become important when you're evading a torpedo and you need to make rapid rudder movements as well as plane movements. Just make sure you don't shoot out of the water. It really hurts the sub. I mean, you've seen it in the dramatic videos like that, where you basically shoot. You've seen the 688s shoot out of the water and then make a dramatic, like a whale flop. Yes, they do that. But let's just say people inside would not be enjoying it very much. They all would have braced themselves doing that. Okay, let's try and accelerate the time a little bit. We want to take a guess at Victor's course. Okay, Victor's moving southeast. He's moving this way. And I'm moving that way, so it's actually not a bad move. We're 57%. Technically, we have enough to shoot a torpedo at him.
Dive at 152, dive I.
But I think I'm going to wait. Because right now, I don't think he knows where I am, but I know where he is. Estimating he's that shallow? Okay, we got a course.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is cavitating.
What the? I think he detected me somehow. Okay, well, in that case...
Shoot 2-1, aye sir. Shoot 2-3, aye sir.
Let's
Make
go down
depth
to...
335, dive I.
Let's go deep. We're gonna stay quiet. Actually, I think let's change the course of the torpedo a little bit. Okay, we're gonna make it do if he's cavitating, then he can't hear anybody else. So either he's dodging somebody or he has detected us. And right now, I don't know which is which. Okay, I don't want the torpedo to activate yet, because I want the torpedo to actually turn toward him to make him think that the torpedo was being shot from a different direction.
Con, dive at 335, dive I.
Okay, this is excellent. If he sees the torpedo coming, he would think that we're actually over here instead of over here. Whereas we shot directly at him, he can just shoot a torpedo back at us. So now, this is called a dogleg. So now we shot 2 torpedoes, and we've made a curveball at him, so he doesn't know where the torpedoes are coming from. Let's see. Let's move the map a little bit. Okay, the torpedoes are 4 clicks away. We hope to activate them at 1. I am going to keep the torpedoes passive, and let's go to the weapons control panel. And here we can adjust the torpedoes individually. At the moment, the torpedoes are traveling roughly about 150 meters, and he's near the surface. I'm not sure if he's trying to just hide in the ambient noise, or he's just trying to... he's going 9 knots, so he's not exactly lounging on the surface. Okay, we're at 87% solution, so that is actually pretty darn good. The solution does not go above 95, by the way. Okay, he should be hearing the torpedoes any second now. I am hiding at 335 and I'm ultra quiet, but I still have control of both torpedoes. So if he pops a decoy, I can get him. But my plan is basically for the torpedo to activate at 2 kilometers. By that time, he would be well within the torpedo's envelope, and then he would have no escape. I can turn this torpedo slightly off. Let's turn this torpedo slightly off. Let's give him a little pincer. So when okay, he's turning this way. He's turning southeast. So as you can see, the torpedoes are diverging slightly. It's going to give him a pincer, and so hopefully one decoy cannot get both of them, but you never know. he's back up to 12 knots. Okay, well, then the range would be even closer. Let's give it another... Okay, accelerate the time.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Oh, yeah, he saw the torpedoes. Okay, gig's up.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 007.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, he hit okay, we need to launch a decoy because okay, we're gonna launch a decoy now.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Because if the torpedo comes at me,
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 009.
we're launching the decoy now because the torpedo, it takes a little time for the for this to separate. Let's see, should we condition enemy torpedo? Let's see, can we see? He's near the, okay, enemy torpedoes near the surface, so...
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 012.
Okay, one torpedo has gotten lost, but the other torpedo is still seeking.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra
He's
2,
toast.
last bearing 012. Contact breaking up.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Okay, at this moment, we don't really want to touch, I probably should not have hit both torpedoes. On the other hand,
room, tube 4 ready.
it happens. We can reload that torpedo. Yes, that means we are releasing from ultra quiet, aka silent running. The problem is, if I release control of that torpedo, it's going to be going rogue over the ocean, and it may come back and hit us. So we don't want to cut that wire if I can help it. And now we'll just see if we can survive this torpedo or not. In the meantime, let's be ready to run. We are retrieving the toll array.
Lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 038. Contact faded.
And there's a reason, because we cannot really hear the high pitch of the torpedoes until they get very close. And there, you see, we just started picking it up again. Oh, that torpedo has...
Tube 1 ready.
That one just went active on us. I don't know if this one is going to get active any second. If this one turns toward us, we're going to be in a bit of a trouble. So I think this is a good time to start running. Okay,
Make turns
we're going
for
flank.
3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Yeah, that's fine. And since we're going max speed, we're going overhead flank, let's go ahead and reload the torpedo anyway. It's not gonna matter. And okay, well, let's go accelerate the time.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Okay, and as you can see, that the decoy has took that torpedo away. That one is not going to find anything, so we can...
ultra quiet.
Okay, we're safe now. Now we just need to wait until that torpedo runs out of juice. I could have saved the decoy because we only get like 4 of these per mission. So we cannot remember a submarine does not have sonar like directly behind. So remember, I couldn't see this torpedo like until it got to this angle. It would just basically disappear like right about here. That's why this is called the baffles. Right behind the submarine, you couldn't hear the you couldn't detect the enemy. I guess hypothetically, I could have just stayed exactly where we were, right here, and just take our chances with how well this decoy was working. But why should we? As you can see, the decoy has sucked away this torpedo. I fired it that way. If I fired it late, it's not going to help because when the torpedo realized that's not me, because it didn't sense a magnetic hull to impact, it's going straight ahead, and then it would have seen me. So to launch a decoy, you have to launch it away from you, but still within the enemy torpedo's sensor cone for it to work properly. Otherwise, you just wasted the decoy completely. And I would say this is a pretty textbook case of using the decoy. And now we are perfectly safe. We have destroyed the enemy, a Victor 1. And now we just basically wait until these torpedoes run out of juice. They don't last forever. And as you can see, these torpedoes can be quite stressful. Because when they get close, they started pinging at a higher frequency, which means that they are actually homing on the enemy, and it's making sure that it gets a good hit. So it started pinging at a high frequency, and that is when your stress really goes up. As you can hear, regular pings are just bing, bing, bing. But when it gets close, it starts bing, 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 bing. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to wait until the torpedo gets tired. Let's turn on the time acceleration. We're just waiting for the torpedo to Okay, both torpedoes have self-destructed. We are now free to leave the scene. Hit escape, goes back to the water view. We could see the that enemy, although I think this one has already sunk below the surface. I think that torpedo just is still cruising around somewhere. And that's our Moss decoy, it's still running. And that's ourselves. And let's hit escape. Apparently that torpedo is still not dead yet. It just passed out of detection range. Okay. Let's deploy the duel array then. Okay, looks like the torpedo is finally dead. Okay, no vessels, no weapons, no aircraft, no flooding. Leave combat. we have sunk a Victor 1, used 2 torpedoes and 1 decoy, and the mission is successful at realistic difficulty. And that's how you play a game of Cold Waters. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned if you want to see me explain the tactics as I take on larger challenges, some more enemies against surface ships, and things like that. Anyway, thank you for watching again. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and have a great day.